Guys, it's finally here. You guys knew it was going to come. Jimmy Johnson has finally been put to rest. So I want to start off with this stream by just saying a huge shout out to Amir, also Pro Gamer, with some numbers is his gamer tag. I've forgotten the numbers. Just want to thank him for what he's done with us at Park Drive, with his character. He's been such an amazing person. He's more or less made every single episode that his character has been in, and he's always been there to help us get into skins. And I just want you guys to know that just because his character is dead, he still said that he would like to help out. So he's still going to help us out around the Park Drive set. He's going to help a little bit with some of the sort of setting up for the filming and some of the actual getting into skins and stuff like that. As it suited the storyline, getting rid of Jimmy. It sounded, it was like a good storyline for Park Drive, but in terms of Amir himself, because he's such an amazing person, in the other hand, it's it'd be a shame to see him just go. Hi. So big shout out for all he's done. I put 1990 as his birth date because he was quite a bit younger than Paul, so I was kind of thinking how old he could be. So it'd be 1990, it'd be late 20s, early 30s, which I don't think is that bad. Paul is a little bit older, but Derek maybe had a son with someone else a bit later on. Who knows, and stuff like that. So I want to improve Park Drive a little bit more. And I want to start doing some more things with Park Drive. And not just necessarily Park Drive episodes. I want to do more interviews. I want to do, when characters necessarily say leave the show, I want to make goodbye videos for them, and I definitely want to make some more trailers. So hopefully try and expect to see some more stuff in that way coming up pretty soon. And I also want to start on a couple of the other NTV shows that I'm going to do, or I want to at least do a News at 10 video. And also, guys, the church is going to be getting a refurbishment. If you guys didn't know. So the church is just kind of going to get a little bit of a change throughout the episode, closed for repairs. All the graves are going to stay completely the same, but the actual church itself is just going to stay as it is as of the right now, and the graveyard will stay as it is. So right, News at 10. Let's get the crack on about the News at 10, because there's definitely some stuff for the News at 10 that we still need to sort out. I'd like to start making the first News at 10 video possibly today. I need a little bit of help just from another couple of people, so 2 people, just to literally go in a couple of skins when we make these stories up. And the News at 10 videos don't exactly it doesn't matter if we use skins what are used in Park Drive. You don't have to think oh, that's Sean from Park Drive, or oh, that's Noreen. I'll try and use a few different skins, but the thing about Minecraft is you get a lot of skins what are weird skins, from say fantasy, and you know what I mean, Star Wars, and do you know what I mean, monsters and googlies and helmets, and do you know what I mean, people with 3 eyes rather than 2 eyes, rather than you don't get a lot in the way of normal city people, whereas this person, she just looks like a normal person. I know she's from The Simpsons, but you know, this skin pack's fairly normal, if I'm completely honest with you. You know, nothing too much. But then you get all of these, and you want to see a guy like this presenting, getting interviewed on the news. He's possibly one of the most normalist people you would see if you put some armor on him and just made that look like that's his face. But I mean, you wouldn't have people like these, would you? Or him, you know, on a normal show. It doesn't work. And same with that as well, with a massive hippie symbol on the back of her head. And it's the same with these as well. You're not really going to use these, are you? In sort of you know, like news and part drive videos, like somebody looking like that, look. So I want to try and get something. So I'm going to try and sort something. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I do definitely want to work more, you know, like with like part drive interviews and stuff. Some of these skins, yeah, you could use some of this skin, like you could use this person. That's not a bad person. These, you're not really going to use these, are you? These, possibly, if you put armor on, like some of these would work, but not all of them. Like these are the most normalist, like these two and these people here. Again, you know, you're not really going to see many of these, are you? Again, same with these. You're not really gonna, you know. Just, do you get what I mean? Like, and then again, the same here, look. Same with these as well. You're not gonna like, you're not gonna use these, are you? Oh, well, to be fair, like, you could possibly use him. But that's about it. In here, yeah, you could use this guy. Oh, I actually have this skin pack, I didn't know. You could use him. He's not too bad. You could use him. He's a bit weird. You could use him as a chef. But, like, not a long-term character. You could use this girl. Again, you know, we know about Skin Pack 1. Some of the Star Wars skins you can actually use. Like, if you put armor on them. Like, you know, like that person. I think he was used. No, it was this person as Ethan. But some of these, like, you can actually use. You know, like, just by putting, like, you know, armor and stuff on. Again, you know, some of these, you can use a few of them. Like, by putting armor on. You know, again, like, this person could be used. This person can be used. That person, possibly, maybe with a bit of armor on. Story mode. Most of these skins can be used in story mode. But they, you know, there is like quite a few what look the same. But there's Harrison's skin look. Stranger Things. I like this skin pack. This is actually one of my favourites. There's loads of normal people in it. Like, look at this dude. And then look at this person. And that guy. There's Joseph. That's Jonathan, rather. That's our new person. But, you know, like, look at these. Like, Steve. Barbara. That should be the new Doctor. Because there's a Doctor in Skin Pack 3, but if you remember, we killed him off. Are you going to do... Are you going to do... Are you going to add your own cities? 11. Elvine is a girl. Alright, yeah, I maybe did say. Terry Ivers. So yeah, you get the point anyway, guys. You get the point. Alright, let's go. Newsroom. Let's do this. Love the sign, by the way. I thought I'd pick that block up. What is that supposed to be? SBSC is like a vehicle dealership. So pretty much, it started off as a truck dealership, and a friend of mine called Jamie. At his time, his PSN ID was called Shadow, and basically he designs trucks in Minecraft. So you know, like delivery trucks and tractor unit trucks. So he made a company called SBSC, and we called it Shadow's Big Scania Cab because you know, obviously Scania Trucks. His name was. How much people are in the roleplay? Now, the Park Drive roleplay, we have possibly, how many do we have? Let me have a think about this. We got CJ, we got Ben, we got Liam, we got Ant, we got Donamic, we got Amia. There's a good 6 or 7 people, but we're always looking for more people to come on and make episodes. We're always looking for more people to join our roleplay. If you do want to join, PS4, you've got to have a mic, you know, the etc. You know, if you want to watch like a previous episode, oh yeah, I'm Martin. Jesus Christ, I can't forget everybody, can I? There's quite a few people what do it. To be fair, some people used to do it, don't do it now. There's also Ryan as well, but they don't always come on. They're not an appearing type of character. Can I join? Can I join? I can get the Stranger Things pack for it. Yes, you can join, bro. So there's just a few things that I'll explain to you. We usually shoot episodes on a Sunday, a Tuesday, and a Thursday. So we technically do it 3 days a week, and Sunday kind of classes as the new week for Park Drive. So like Sunday is kind of like the start of the new week, and then more stuff will kick off for the new week. Sometimes, depending on who can get online and who can't get online, will depend on whether an episode will go out on that day. So, for example, you know, like, say if some people can't make it, sometimes it might not be worth putting the episode out. Otherwise, the episode's just going to be rubbish. So just take that into account. And pretty much that is, to be honest, like pretty much, you know. I have a mic, it works weird, but it will get fixed. Fair enough. But yeah, if anyone wants to join, the offer's there to join. We're always looking for new people to join the neighbourhood, and it'd be nice to get some new people around. We had a new person join us yesterday. I've known him for quite a while, but he's like finally joined Park Drive. So if you do want to join, like, you know, you can join. Sometimes, you know, the parties can get a bit full. I think you're only allowed a limit of 8 in a party. So I will, like, say this now, that, like, sometimes, like, there might be an episode where we like a day where we don't need your character. Say where like say like where like say another character is like more important for that episode. So it's more important that we, for example, that we film with that character. So we're not like, do you know what I mean? And then like other days, again, we might need your character. So it just kind of depends really, what goes down in Chinatown. If I'm completely honest with you, and stuff like that. So, seriously, like, once your mic's fixed, just make sure people hit me up when the mic's fixed. Like I say, skin pack wise, a skin pack that relatively has a normal skin. For example, like Part Drive is a role play based upon like taking like storylines out of real life storylines. So say like your character, for example, could find out he has an illness or something. It takes off of real stuff. Like for example, like don't get into let me think this as like an example. Like for example, like don't think you can join the show and get into a skin like this, and I'm gonna be the monster which comes to Part Drive, but then I'm gonna be good again and save the day. It's got to be kind of like normal people. So you'll be given like a normal name. You'll possibly like move into a house or an apartment or something. You'll have a purpose and a reason to come in. To the show based around like a storyline or something, and it's good. It's fun to like work with everybody. We all have a laugh and get on, like I say. And again, you've just got to be mature as well. Like Part Drive, like we can have a laugh. We do have a laugh. Yeah, realistic basically. It's realistic. That's what it is. It's realistic. It's not like it's taken from like real life. So say like EastEnders and Coronation Street in real, it's just taken from them really. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing like other really, like to say other than that. It's taken from like real soaps in a way. So like, because I watch a soap in real, I usually watch Emmerdale, so like I'm always like constantly getting like ideas from like some of the things they do to some of the things that we could do, if that makes sense. Like if that makes sense. And like we always are like constantly looking for new people. It's just sometimes hard to find new people, because the hard thing about Part Drive is being able to make the days. Because Park Drive is like a good thing to do, but like sometimes like if someone can't make a day, for example, it can kind of like ruin the storylines, if that makes sense. Like say if you're in it like one day and we do something with your character, but it kind of involves your character to then be a part of the next episode to kind of carry on what he did in the episode before, and then you tell me that you can't make it, it kind of can be a bit annoying, because it can kind of ruin the storyline. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, very understandable. But other than that, we have a good laugh. Like I say, we've got like 130 some episodes on my channel of this Part Drive and stuff like that. And pretty much like, I'll like, it's more or less in a way kind of doing a bit like what I say, like in terms of what your character does. But if it's like something serious, like say if I have a really big plan for like say your character, but say like it could be a little bit, I don't know how to put this, like it could be a little bit maybe disturbing or upsetting, or maybe like it could involve someone who who went through the same thing in real life. Like say if it was like an illness or something, and someone who caught an illness, and it disrupted you, and say for example you didn't want to do the storyline, like I would ask you about like you know, like whether you wanted to do it or not. Like I'd say like, look, I've got a pretty big storyline for your character, but I just want to ask you about it because, you know, it could be like it could involve like some emotional scenes to the storyline, and then I'd obviously give you the chance to decide like, you know, whether you actually want to do it or not. But if it's just normal stuff, like say you're going into the cafe for a cuppa, I'll just say, right, your character's gonna go to, you know, to the cafe and stuff like that. But yeah, like I say, it's quite fun. It's good to do, and I do characters as well. I put voices on. That's another thing as well. Sometimes because what I do is I'll just like I'll explain quickly. Is I'm the cameraman, so like I have to like oh wait. I like your great sense of being a director for this. Yeah, so I go as a cameraman because I find that more realistic because I can turn my hood off, look like that. But sometimes, like, or should I say, when we started Park Drive, we didn't necessarily have like a great load of people. So I decided personally to get into to like get like people to go into some skins. And then I do the voice for them. So like sometimes say if like there isn't, you know, a great deal of people on who like usually go in skins for me, you might just get asked to go in a skin if you have it. Now I do. How many skins do I do at the moment? I'm trying to think because I did do a lot more skins than I do now, but they've like the characters have either like left the show, or like been killed off or something like that. But I'll show you like the voices that I do as of at the moment. So the skin I'm in now, this is a used skin. This is what we use as of right now, and this is the vicar. This is our church vicar. I'll fly down to the church as well. So this is our church vicar. He like does all the funeral services and, you know, like stuff at the church. So we'll take a fly over. And yeah, this guy's got a little bit of a posh voice, which I'll do in a moment when we get over to the church. So this guy, he's not really filmed in Park Drive all of the time. He's kind of like a part-time character, so we just like film him now and again, like if we're going at the church. Do you have paid skins? Yeah, I have paid skins, but like I say, because I'm the cameraman, it's more like other people like what really need to get into skins. Like I could buy every skin pack on the game, but it's not going to benefit the show because I've got to be the cameraman. So like me having them skin packs won't help like anybody else. But yeah, this is the Vicar's Church. It's currently getting an upgrade. But if we're doing the show, we sometimes use an armor stand for him if there isn't like enough people to go in his skin. Say like if it's a funeral and like there's like everybody who has a character in the show is at the funeral, or say like some of my other characters are at the funeral and there isn't enough space for someone to go in the vicar skin. Sometimes people go, I use an armor stand. But this is the vicar, and he goes, yes, hello. Welcome to the Park Drive Parish Church, where today we are here to put to rest dear Jimmy Johnson. Now, Jimmy Johnson was a part of the Johnson family who recently came back to the Park Drive area to reunite with his dad. He made a lot of friends along the way. And yeah, you get the point. He's more of a posh person. Another skin that I do, I did a skin called Steve Woods, but this person died. He was he joined at the beginning of the series. That was just my normal voice, like the way I'm speaking now, was the way like Steve Woods spoke, like, "Yo, Martin, what's going down? Yo, it's Steve Woods, like just wondering if you were coming for a pint at the pub." But this guy turned out to be a killer. He actually ended up killing Martin's daughter, setting Martin's mum's house on fire, and doing a load of other like stuff. He pushed another person out of a 2-story building and through the window, and he also like kidnapped a few people, and he also was in charge of growing a weed farm. And then he got his revenge on the episode 100. That was just my normal voice. He was probably one of my favourite characters to do, but it seemed right to kill the character off from the show because it was evil. Like, all you could make him really do. Can you tell me all the deaths? Yeah. I'll tell you after I've gone through all the skins. Some of the graveyards in here are just like made up people from like the past, because like before I started Park Drive, like the Park Drive story kind of like imaginary goes on from like years ago. So obviously like there would have been such a place as Park Drive in the 60s, for example. So there is like people in the show who have like dead grandma and granddads at the graveyard, if you get what I mean, people from like centuries ago. So that's Steve Woods. Another skin that I did who died, but I'm not going to go through all the dead ones. I just thought I'd do Steve because he was like the main one. But the next one I do is Sean Scouser. He's called Prisoner Steve. He's a Scouser. He came in as a builder. He was rebuilding the cafe after the fire, which I was telling you about, what Steve Woods set off. And he talks like, "Yo, mate, what's happening, like? Mate, I just thought I'd come down here and like see how you're getting on that, vicar, see if you want an hand, like, tidying the church and that, mate. Because, like, I've got nothing to do. I've got a free day, like. So, like... Oh, well, yes, a grand little hand in a helping hand would be splendid. So there you are, mate. Here to help you, mate. Get bouncing and that. And, so that's Sean Scouser. Let's go now down to the Simpsons skin pack, where I do Noreen. Now, Noreen is my favourite character to do, like, right now since Steve has gone. And this is Martin's mum. She's like an oldish lady, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a show called Benidorm in real, but there's an old lady on there called Noreen, what, like, goes to Benidorm with her son Jeff, and I kind of partially picked her accent up from Benidorm, and then I took it to use my own character called Noreen, and she goes like, are you alright there, vicar love? Oh, well, I tell you, walking to this church from home is absolutely killing my back. Too bad the Simpsons skin pack was taken off. Oh, was it? Oh, I guess if you don't have it, then, Aye, well, it completely killed me back. Oh, and a pain in me right shoulder. Oh, you won't come here and massage it for me, would you? Oh, I tell you, you're a splendid guy, Vicar. Reverend Damien. Yeah, that's the vicar's name, by the way, Reverend Damien. This is Noreen Race. And I also did this guy for a short while. He just came in as a little semi-character and he was like, "Good day, matey, what's going down in the town? I'm telling you, I just come here to see what you're doing. How you doing? How you diddly-deeing?" So yeah, you get that. And I also did this guy, Baby Daniel. This was Paul Johnson's son. I don't do him anymore, so I won't really show him. There is another person who I do. Let me just get to him. I think it's in this skin pack. And this person's called Big Tony. He's a plumber, but he's a little bit of a dodgy plumber. So, for example, like he'll go about like breaking people's gutters, and then he'll knock on their door and like say, "Oh, I've noticed that "Oh, I noticed you know that your gutter's broke," and then they'll like say, "Oh, I'm a plumber," so then they'll hire him for the job. So it's kind of like breaking people's gutters and like busting people's boilers, and stuff like that, like friends and things, and you know random people, just so like they'll give him the job, and then he'll fix it, and then he'll charge them for it. And this guy is the Dude It Road guy. So this guy's kind of like, yo, what's going on? Kid, you there? Dude It Road? You know? Oh. Alright there, Vicar. Aye, I tell you, you never guess what I seen. I were going up road over there to shop, and I was going down to shop for family. Oh, you never guess what I seen. Oh, mate, I've ficking seen a dude it road. Like, so I come up to this dude, and I'm like to this dude, like, yo, dude, you're conscious, dude. Like, it's just a full-flown, flat-out dude it road. Like, tell you, like, dude it road. It were right there. So anyway, so I call this ambulance, and this ambulance is coming up road to dude, and you know, Nino. So ambulance get here, and you know they stretcher him into it back, and they get going again to hospital. Tell you like. So yeah, that's pretty much what the plumber does. I think that's all the skins I do. I did a postman a while ago, but he died. I did a person called Marco, he died, and I do a current character. Well, I did a character called Jade as well. I've done girls in the past. Oh yeah, there is one more character I do. Dude it rode up to shop. This was Jade, and she was kind of like, she was Paul's girlfriend, but like Paul and them are all in Ibiza in the show at the moment. Not sure if they're gonna like come back or out, but this one's like, Vicar Sugar, I'm telling you, you ready to give me some holy love? Vicar Sugar, how you doing? Paul Sugar, come and meet the new little baby boy. He's baby Daniel. He's 1 year and 2 months old. And yeah, but there is another character that I do. I forgot about her. Where is it? Here we are. But she has armour on. Martin, how you doing? Ooh, you've got some big muscles there. Mind if I squeeze them? Ooh, they're big muscles. Ooh, yeah. And she plays a sister to a girl who I used to do, who died. You know? Yeah, kinda sounds like Herbert, but... Ooh, Madam Baby! Now, I can do Herbert, though. Say, what's going on? What's cracking, little kiddies? Lol. Alright, so dead people. I'll go over all the people in the show who are dead, not like the past people. Shirley Woods, 1947 to 2015. She died. She fell into the river and drowned. She slipped while giving Noreen a hug on a day out after a little like heart-to-heart conversation. Shirley Woods went into the river, and by the time, you know, the paramedics and the divers and that, you know, came to get her out, you know, it was obviously too late. And, you know, Shirley had gone, and that's the breakdown of, you know, why Steve Woods went like he did. Lisa Parson. Lisa Parson was Martin Parsons' daughter. She was Lisa out of the Simpsons skin pack, and she loved reading books, and pretty much she died in the house fire that Steve Woods set. Pretty much Billy had a football game, and Martin went, you know, to the pizza shop to treat him to a takeaway for winning. And pretty much Martin had a fallout with Noreen at this point in time, and Lisa wanted Noreen to come over for tea because Lisa still liked Noreen, but Martin wouldn't let her come round, and Lisa tried to, you know, get a Billy, you know, his brother, her brother rather, to convince Noreen convince him to get Noreen to come round. She storms out and goes to the house, but Noreen's not there. But Steve Woods is upstairs and he started the fire. And then Noreen come back and they both got trapped, and an explosion in the house fire took Lisa through the floor, and Lisa died. Matthew Armstrong, he was a postman. He was leaving Park Drive. He was leaving Park Drive to go ahead and... Wait, what time are we on? Just a sec. 2 secs.